Good evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you. I hope you're doing well. Back in business today with not one, but two fresh tournaments to get stuck right into. We'll waste no time in doing that. If you'd like the video, get yourself subscribed to the channel. If you're not, I'd appreciate it if you did. Very close to 1.5k, get yourself involved. We'd all love to have you on board. First things first, did we all enjoy the final in the French Open? That was some game of tennis, was it not? Kept you guessing right up until the very end. You know, as far as a match, you couldn't ask for more of that, regardless of whether you managed to get on the right side of it or not. I'll be honest with you, it got into that fifth set, I'd completely forgot I had money on that. Just a fantastic match all around. You didn't really know which way it was going to go right up until the very end. And you can't ask for more than that. But let me know, did you win, did you lose? Doesn't really matter. We really did get treated to quite the spectacle. Did you enjoy it? That's the most important thing. But now the clay season is behind us, at least for now. And grass season is well and truly upon us. And we will get cracking over in Stuttgart. Before we do, quick reminder, we are back in the first round. So if you are having a go over the next couple of days, keep it simple, keep it easy, keep it light. Don't be doing nothing crazy. You know, I always say, you've just got to see who wants to be here and who doesn't. So yeah, just approach it with a little bit of caution if you are deciding to have a bet on the first round. But now that's out the way, let's waste no more time. We'll get cracking with it. First off, over in Germany, just a thought for us today. And first off, we've got Benjamin Bonzi, Jarry Lehecka. I'd probably go with Jarry Lehecka in this one. Admittedly, he hasn't been in the best of form. As of late, seems to have picked it up a little. Well, say picked it up a little bit. He's done better the past two tournaments. You know, he got past the first two rounds in Hamburg. Same again in the French Open before he ran into Jannik Sinner, and he did suffer quite the beatdown indeed. I think he should have more than enough to get past Benjamin Bonzi. I mean, if Jarry Lehecka's been out of form for the past couple of months, what's Benjamin Bonzi been doing, man? I mean, 12 and 13 on the season. I couldn't tell you where those 12 wins had come from, obviously on the hard court at the start of the year, but it seems like quite some time ago when we've seen him winning games, convincingly at least. As soon as we left the hard court, he's 2 and 4 on the clay. That's 2 of his last 10, that as well, by the way, with Benjamin Bonzi. Pacheco Mendes, 3 of his last 10. Pacheco Mendes, Marin Cilic, Hubert Hurkacz. There's losses there to Jensen Brooksby, Demir Juma, Jacob Fearnley, Ramos Vignelis, Daniel Rincon, Taylor Fritz. And then last time out in the French Open first round, Pierre Hughes Herbert. Took him 5 sets and he couldn't get that one done. Since we are transitioning onto the grass from the clay, I don't think it's going to be any easier for Benjamin Bonzi. If I'm being honest with you, not too bad on the clay. I mean on the grass, pardon me. 6 and 3 last year. We've probably seen more on the grass from Benjamin Bonzi over the seasons than what we've had from Jarry Lehecka, but I don't know. I'd be willing to bet Lehecka can get this one done just on class alone. Call it around 1.4, 1.45. It's not bad. Not a bad parlay piece. It's really not. I do think Lehecka wins. Not the greatest of odds, I will admit, but he's beaten twice before. Earlier on in the season, Australian Open, easy as you like. I think I speak for us all when I say Jarry Lehecka was looking a lot more convincing at the start of the season than what he has been throughout the majority of the clay. It's got to be Jarry Lehecka. I've seen nothing from Benjamin Bonzi to suggest he's going to get this one done, even against the slightly shaky Jarry Lehecka. I feel like he should be good early doors in this tournament. It would have to be. Like I said, he beat him earlier on this year, then you're going back to 2022 on the clay, never faced each other on the grass. Fairly small sample size on this surface for for quite a lot of people, especially these two. You've just got to go off what you know. And I think Jarry Lehecka is miles above Benjamin Bonzi, so I would expect them to get that one done. So we'll move on with Jacob Fearnley and Brandon Nakashima. Now, at first glance, I mean, I don't know about you, probably going, we're on the grass, probably just lean towards the Brit, right? Just be careful with that. Just be a little bit careful with that. I mean, I probably would slightly expect Jacob Fearnley to get this one done. But why would we? Just because it's on the grass. He went 9-3 last year, 1-2 the year before. Say Benak's never really done much on the grass, but it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell with this surface. It really is. We get like 1 month of the year, if that. Very, very small sample size to deal with. 9-5 last year on the grass is quite good. It's quite good. 9-3. Each are taking this one. I'll just split right down the middle. Call it 1.9 for the pair of them. I'm not going to waste too much time picking this one apart. With odds like that, you could take either one for a set as a nice little parlay piece. I probably would lean towards Jacob Fearnley, whereas being on, I wouldn't say his preferred surface, but you could say in his natural habitat, as it were. Is he good enough to get past Benak? Absolutely. Have they played each other before? They have not. It would have been nice, probably made it easier if they had played each other before. Say Benak's won, 5 of his last 10? Not too bad. Same goes with Jacob Fearnley, that's 6 of his last 10, slightly better. He's beat Boo, Mahac, Fabio Fognini, Lazovic, Stan Wawrinka, Ugo Umberto, well, he ended up retiring. He's been beat by Cam Norrie, Popperin, Berrettini and Grigor Dimitrov. You're going back to the hard court. No, you're not, sorry. Going back to Madrid. Just getting confused. So when he last got beat by Grigor Dimitrov. Berrettini in Rome, no shame there. Popperin in Geneva, that's alright, I'll give him that one. And then Cam Norrie in the French Open, it's whatever. Benak is currently on a 2-game losing streak, 1 to Navone, 1 to Darderi. Not bad losses on the clay when you put them side by side. Basilashvili, Lorenzo Bassetti, Medvedev, not bad losses. Like I say, it's tough one. These odds are split down the middle for a reason. You do pay your money and you always make your choice. We make these decisions ourselves, as always. I'd be backing Jacob Fearnley just out of a bit of bias that I want him to get it done. I'd like him to get his grass campaign off to a nice start. Admittingly, it could have been a lot easier than Brandon Nakashima. He's a very solid player on the day. I think Jacob Fearnley most definitely has his work cut out for him, so if you just want to take him for a set, maybe have a look at the total games played, something like that. We could be in for a long one. We could be in for at the very least, a very long set, either way. Would you be surprised to see a tiebreaker in this one? Probably not. I think Fearnley does them in straight sets. I wouldn't bank on it. I'm saying it's a tough one. It's a tough one to pick. I don't think it's just as cut and dry as, oh yeah, we're on the grass, take the Brit, like I say. Just approach that one with a little bit of caution. See how they turn up. For most of them, it's the first game on the grass. So, the grass works in mysterious ways, folks. We'll see how he gets on, but I would be backing me boy in that one to get it done. Hopefully. I want him to win. Doesn't necessarily mean I think he's going to, but I would love him to, nonetheless. And then we've got Matteo Arnaldi. Jan-Lennard Struff. We're in Stuttgart. We're on the grass. This is prime time for Jan-Lennard Struff, is it not? But you cannot take him. You cannot take him. I would love to. I'd love to make an excuse to take Jan-Lennard Struff today. But the fact of the matter is, I just can't give you one. I cannot find a single reason to back this guy today. You're talking 1 win in his last 10 games, and that was due to a retirement from Borges van der Sandschulp. He's on a 4-game losing streak, and before that, he was on a 5-game losing streak. And God knows what streak he was on before that. He's won 4 games all season. He's won 4-15, 1-6 on the clay, 1-7 hard court, 2-2 indoors. Tends to play decent on the grass, you know, these surfaces, more so these ones in Germany, do tend to suit his game a little bit better. Head-to-head is one apiece in this spot, not played each other since 2023. That's right, did go the way of Matteo Arnaldi both times, coming on the hard court. Jan and Struff obviously winning the first time in 2022. He's just been playing so bad. He's been playing so bad, and there hasn't even been like flashes, like subtle glimpses of him pulling this back together and getting back on track. Thing is, with these, when you find yourself in the mud like this, it's only a matter of time. You can't lose forever. You will inevitably win some games. I do think if there's ever a time for Struff to win a match, or at least give it his best, it's going to be over in Germany on the grass. Matteo Arnaldi was fairly decent in the clay campaign. Fairly decent enough. He was decent in Madrid, got to the quarterfinals, bumped into Jack Draper, was dog shit in Rome against Batista Agut. It's whatever, you know. Fairly decent next time out over in Geneva until he ran into Djokovic, who he beat in Madrid. You know, let's not forget that. Beat Felix in 5 over in the French Open, bumped into Flavio Caboli, ended up getting dusted aside in 4. Now, considering Jan-Lennard Struff has only won 1 game in the past 50 years, apparently. Oh, well, obviously not, but it seems that way the way he's playing. These odds are so close. You get Matteo Arnaldi barely as a favourite. That does tell you quite a tale, does it not? Why are the odds so close and Jan-Lennard Struff has been playing so shit? I think it's got maybe a little bit to do with what I've just said there. Like I say, this is, if he's going to spring a win, you say spring an upset, but in hindsight, it wouldn't be much of an upset if Struff was to get this done. I know he's been playing bad. But if you've watched it over the seasons, you'll know exactly where I'm coming from. If he's going to spring a win, if he's just going to, I'm not going to say turn it round, but at least early doors, first round, over in Germany on the grass, I would, for some weird reason, there's something inside me saying Struff gets this one done. I'm not picking it with much conviction. I thought it'd be well better odds. I did. I thought that'd be like the sleeper pick as a dog, and I'm looking at it right now and it's barely evens. It's like 1.9 a piece depending where you look. Like that's no dog whatsoever. That really is a coin flip. I don't know. I feel like I've been cheated. I feel like I was onto something here, but I'm just going to stay away from it. You know, come tomorrow, we might watch the match and Jan-Lennard Struff might just get dog walked and end up winning like 2 games. You never know. I wouldn't put it past them in the current state, but keep an eye on it. We'll monitor that one. Maybe I'll have a look at Struff on the total games or something. Maybe have a look at, I don't know. Maybe spread's not going to be enough for him to keep it close, but I'm faithful. I've got faith in Jan-Lennard Struff today. Fingers crossed. Let's see if he can get it done. He most definitely needs to get a win. That's for sure. And then we'll wrap it up over in Germany with Roman Safiullin. Gio Impeci Pericard. Roman Safiullin, man. What am I to do with you? It's impossible to get a read on this guy. Absolutely impossible. These have never played each other before. And I'll be honest, I don't think it would make much fucking difference, even if these have played each other 10 times before. I really don't. I'd be going with Gio in this one. I would. Weren't too convinced last time out against Demir Juma, but I feel like we called that one perfectly. He's looked fairly decent, 6 of his last 10. He did get that title over in Bordeaux on the Challenger. Beat Alexander Bublik in Hamburg, beat by Felix, beat Zizou Berg's French Open, got beat by Demir Juma. Roman Safiullin is on a 4-game losing streak. But then before that, he went, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-1. It's, you go 5-1 and you lose 4 in a row. I expect nothing less from this guy, the master of inconsistency. And although with these super inconsistent players, all it takes is a handful of bad beats to put you off them for quite some time. Not only are you reluctant to bet on them, it makes you even more hesitant to bet against them, I think anyway. Because just because you're inconsistent doesn't mean you're really, really bad. Because if you bet against someone who's inconsistent, and he come out on an absolute flyer, it hurts 10 times more. It does. Roman Safiullin's just the type of guy to do that to you, especially to someone like Gio as well. We say it all the time. If that first serve isn't firing, I'm not saying he's solely dependent on his serve. He has got a few more tools in the box than that. But we've seen it time and time again. If that first serve's not firing, yeah, it does tend to neutralise a big chunk of this game. I'd be willing to assume, I was going to say bet, but I don't think it will. Odds are good enough for it though, 1.7 for Gio to get this one done. Big save. I feel like he should be able to get it done. I'm just looking at the recent losses for Roman Safiullin. I've noticed the pattern, Jakub Mensah, maybe not Elmer Moller, Artur Rindenech, Alexander Bublik, Francis Tiafoe, and he hasn't won a set against any of them. They all possess very big saves, very powerful indeed. And he seems to have somewhat struggled against that as of late. And I feel like this one fits the mould rather perfectly indeed. If Gio can stand behind that save, as always, there should be enough 3 points within that for him to at least edge this one out. Probably a tiebreaker, you know what Gio's like. Maybe look at the over, total games played. I would definitely lean towards the Frenchman to come out victorious at the end of that one. That will do us in Germany, and we'll crack on over to the Netherlands. Yeah, we'll just I'm not even going to bother pronouncing that. I know I did in yesterday's video, but it fries me brain trying to pronounce this every time. But we'll just say Netherlands, yeah. Good old Netherlands, one of my favourite places on the planet. And we've got Nuno Borges, Lehecka, Basavareddy. Now, at first glance, I think it's very easy to look at this one and go, yeah, Nuno Borges probably should be getting this one done. But he ain't much of a grass player, He ain't much of a grass player. Now, I can't say anything about Lehecka because I have never seen him play on the grass. And not only that, I don't think any of us have. Have we? Anyone seen Lehecka play on the grass? Anyone best friends with him and used to play in the park? So I don't think he's played any on the tour. Currently on a 3-game losing streak. Vic Capriva, Dinky, and then Andrea Collinari qualifying for the French Open. He is currently clocking in at 3 out of his last 10. That's not too great. Nuno Borges, 5 of his last 10. That's exactly where I expect Nuno Borges to be. Somewhat 50-50, if you will. He's been beat by Davidovich Fokina, Kekmanovic, Sebo Veld, Sebastian Ofner, and most recently Alexei Popyrin in the 3rd round of the French Open. Right? Managed to get past Casper Ruud. He was lucky though, wasn't he? Very lucky to get past Casper Ruud, in my opinion. And then, if you consider the game prior to Casper Ruud, he barely got past Kirian Jacquet in 5 sets. It is what it is. What you see is what you get with Nuno Borges. 11-8 on the clay, 8-7. 8-7 on the clay, 11-8 on the hard court. Standard. He'll win one, he'll lose one. This is just a typical case of you win some, you lose some. He really is a bit of a 50-50 player. No offence, but the win-loss ratio would most definitely suggest that. I think he should have more than enough, just based on class, based on experience alone, to get this one done at this level over at Lehecka. Like I say, Nuno Borges, not much of a player on the grass. He did go 0-3 last year, 3-4 the year before, 3-3 before that. Overall record 6-10. Yeah, considering you've been playing tour level games since pretty much around about 2012, 2013. 6 wins, 10 losses on the grass, that ain't really that good. Not good at all. But it's a lot better than what we've had from Lehecka, which has been absolutely fucking zero. So I suppose we are kind of gambling on the unknown with Basavareddy on this one. You pay your money, you take your choice. You never know, he could be fairly suited. I think just maybe Lehecka could be a little bit more suited to the grass than he is to the clay. Do you not think? I don't know, there's various reasons. There's no point going into it. We'll see how he turns up anyway. I'm not going to be touching this one. You get them around 2.6, 2.7. That's not a bad price as a dog. But considering, I was going to say we've not seen much, but we've not seen anything at all. Not seen anything at all. They've never played each other before. If this would have been on the clay or on the hard court earlier on in the season, or even if we get this matchup later on in the season when we return to the hard court, I feel like I would most definitely side with the Portuguese on this one. So you let me know what you're going for on that, and then we shall crack on. I do apologise, I'm still dying of whatever this is. Not as bad as what I was yesterday, admittingly, but still feel a little bit fucked. So I do apologise, bear with me. But we're nearly there. We are almost done. Got a few more. Next up, Gabe Diallo, Alexander Vukic. Straight off the bat, I will tell you this right now and not waste any more of your time. I would not be going anywhere near Alexander Vukic, as he's barely won a game all season, or it seems like he's barely won a game all season anyway. 8 wins, 18 losses. Yeah, it's round about what I expect. 4-8 on the clay, 3-8 on the hard court, 0-1 indoors, and he's already went 0-1 on the grass because he played over on the Birmingham Challenger, bumped into Otto Virtanen, and got beaten straight sets. That's right, tiebreaker in the first, 6-3. That extends the losing streak to 4 now. Does 4 losses in the row. Sebastian Korda in Rome, Kuzmanov qualifying for Hamburg, catching off French Open Otto Virtanen. Over in Birmingham, like we've just mentioned, has failed to win a set in the last 4 losses. Make that his last 5, actually. You know, I just couldn't be trusting him. Gabe Diallo. How good was this guy in Madrid? I know it was a different surface, but no one expected him to play half as well as what he did over in Madrid. Made it to the quarters. Zizou Bergs, Kamil Masharach, Cam Norrie, Grigor Dimitrov. Fantastic run. We know what he's about, and we know that when Diallo can implement his game, he is very, very tough to break down. Very powerful, massive serve, very, very strong. Say Vukic has been struggling to beat anyone, man. Got to the semi-finals over on the Challenger Tour, but that really was a Challenger title. I mean, a Challenger level tour. Nicholas Moreno, D'Alvaran, Marcus Grant. All right, let him off with that. Zapata Morales, and then getting beat by Pellegrino in the semi-finals. He then beat Nicholas Moreno, D'Alvaran, the first round in Rome, and then here we stand on the 4-game losing streak. I would not be surprised to see this get extended to 5 in a row in the mud for Alexander Vukic. I quite like Gabe Diallo. I know we all do. I enjoy his game. I fuck with his game, I really do. Not only did he have a decent run in Madrid, you know, got beat by Musetti in the quarters, played Marcus Grant the first round of Rome. This always happens, coming off a decent run. You get given what seems to be somewhat of a layup, and then it just never goes your way. It is what it is. We allow them to have the odd ones like this every now and then, it's fine. But come the first round of the French Open, he played, was that shit Sarundalo? It weren't. It was big Sarundalo as well. Francisco Sarundalo, easy as 1-2-3 on the clay. Now I don't really know what's going on with Sarundalo at the moment. Maybe we won't see him for a little bit. Maybe we won't see him till Wimbledon or something, or at least the 500s. I'm not too sure, but how much weight that one holds, I'll leave that one up to you. Nonetheless, it's a decent win on paper, you have to admit. Bumped into Talon Griekspoor, second round, 3-1. That's alright. He did take a set, 6-1. He should have enough to get past Vukic. Like I say, he's there for the taking. If you'd ask me, Alexander Vukic is there for the taking, most definitely. 1.6. Not too bad. For Big Gabe, they've played each other once before. That was in the Australian Open 2 years ago. That went the way of the Australian in qualifying. Not surprised. I feel like the Canadian has most definitely come on a long way since then. We'll see how he gets on the grass. 3-4 last year, as opposed to Vukic 10-7. It's better. Like I say, very small sample sizes that we're dealing with on this surface, so don't read into it too much. And then we've got Nicholas Jarry and Luciano Darderi. Now, I couldn't tell you what's going to go on in this one, but what I can tell you is this: Nicholas Jarry is around 1.5, 1.6 as a favourite, and I would not be taking that Absolutely not. He's another one. He's another one, man. He's been struggling so bad this year. And there's been 1 or 2 times as of late where I thought, oh, he's got to win. Maybe he's going to pick up a bit of steam. I think it was over on the Challenger. Thought he won his first 2. Got beat by Pellegrino. Beat Hugo Gaston rather convincingly in the first round in Rome. And I thought, oh, here we go. Here we go, he's back. Bumped into Cerundolo, straight sets. Got beat by Alexei Popyrin. Then got beat by Artifice. Got it done just about against Tristan Schoolkate over in Birmingham. And then couldn't even win a set against Mannarino. Now, that probably sounds 10 times worse than what it is. You know, Mannarino is a tricky customer. And even on the grass, just the way he plays, he's a fucking nightmare. He's a fucking nightmare. So, I say I wouldn't completely write this guy off just because he has lost to Adrian Mannarino in straight sets. Although it doesn't look good, I will admit. But for those that know, you know, you don't need me to explain to you. Darderi is on a 2-game losing streak, 1 to Rublev in Hamburg quarterfinals. And then last time out to Sebastian Cornet in the French Open. Did we expect him to win either one of them? Maybe the Cornet one. I don't know, he won a set in both. But there's no shame in losing to either one, if you ask me. 2.4 for Darderi. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I've seen nothing from Jarry pretty much all season to suggest that he's going to get this one done. With ease anyway. I couldn't go near him. 5-11 on the clay. Sorry folks, just fucking sneezed all over myself then. I'm glad we got to pause that in time. But anyway, yeah, Nico Jarry, 5-11 on the clay, 2-2 hard court, 16-11 on the clay for Darderi, 1-5 on the hard. Neither one, never really done much on the grass, but like I keep saying, unless you're the best of the best and you win in Wimbledon and whatnot, maybe a little Queen's run, you're not really going to have decent records on the grass, overall anyway. That's 4 in the last 10 for Darderi. Now, considering the clay is most definitely his preferred surface, that is cause for concern, I will admit that. But he hasn't been playing any worse than what Jarry's been playing. As a matter of fact, he's been a lot more trustworthy as a whole for the past couple of months. How's he going to manage with the transition onto the grass? I'm not too sure. I don't think I've ever seen Luciano Darderi ever play on the grass. And if I have, I quite frankly cannot fucking remember. So, this is perfect. This is the perfect first round. It really is. New tournaments, new surface. Pretty much dealing with the unknown for a lot of these. Just see how they turn up. See how they turn up. Dogs could be barking for the first couple of days, or especially the first tournament or two, so we will monitor it. But maybe look at the over. Maybe look at Darderi to win a set or something. Couldn't take Nicolas Jarry. I just couldn't. And that doesn't mean just bet Darderi blind in a fade spot. Really doesn't. But as a favourite, I don't really fancy Nicolas Jarry as quite the favourite. And that's no doubt in my mind. He is the more accomplished player. But this guy's in the fucking mud at the moment. He really is. Like I say, Darderi not playing much better. But the product that he's delivered so far this season has been much more potent than that of the Chilean. So we'll leave that there. And then we'll wrap this up with, I know we've got 2 more, but these should be rather quick actually. This one should be anyway. Because we've got Botic van der Sanschel and Matteo Bellucci. Oh, fuck me. What? Van der Sanschel, what? Matteo Bellucci, this is a rough one. Van der Sanschel's a favourite, what? No. What is going on? This is because we're in fucking Netherlands, innit? That's why. That's right, we're in the Netherlands, aren't we? Van der Sanschel's a favourite, 1.7 to be precise. Neither one of these in great form. I was going to say Van der Sanschel bang out of form, but if he's bang out of form, what the fuck is going on with this Italian? That's what make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games on the bounce that he has been beat. Fabian Madison, Borna Koric, Demir Juma, Ramos Vinales, Pedro Martinez, Jack Draper, Martin Landelus over in the first round in Birmingham. That fucking stinks. That fucking stinks, I'm sorry, it really does. I was about to sit here and say how untrustworthy Botic van der Sanschel is, but I need to check my pride at the door because Mateo Bellucci is in one hell of a rut at the moment. He really is. Van der Sandschulp is the king of inconsistency. He really is. He's very hard to get a read on. I'm not really that surprised. I know I was joking around, but the fact that he's a favourite in this, I'm not surprised. If there's ever a time for him to come and play like fucking Federer on this grass, it is going to be in his home fucking tournaments. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. I can see it. I feel like I've peered into the void. You know, I've read the ancient Sanskrit text. I think they say Van der Sandschulp gets this one done regardless of his current form. I do think Mateo Bellucci is definitely there to be taken advantage of. You should be able to get this one done based on experience alone. I am aware of the game of Mateo Bellucci. It can be very aggressive, a lot of pressure. It can also prove to be extremely erratic at times. 0-1 on the grass last year. I don't know. I was going to say it could be a long day for our Bellucci, but in reality, it could be a rather fucking quick day. It could be. Van der Sandschulp never done much on the grass, but you're just going to have to get used to me saying that for the next week or two. Never played each other before. Don't think it makes a difference. Like I say, folks, you pay your money, you take your choices. Anyone going near this one? Probably not, right? I don't blame you. I know better than to do business with the likes of these folk. But at first glance, I was like, oh, absolutely not with Van der Sandschulp. But then when you dig a little bit deeper and you start to unearth a few things, you go, oh no, absolutely not with Mateo Bellucci. Even more, absolutely not with the Italian in his current state. So we will leave that one there and we will move on to Jordan Thompson and Alexander Kovacevic. And this is going to be wrapping us right up. Head-to-head is 2-1 to Jordan Thompson. Now, this is someone who I can say with quite a lot of confidence is quite good on the grass. We know that for a fact. 4-3 last year, 12-6 year before, 12-5 the year before that, 9-5 year before that. Now, it doesn't seem like much. I admit, if you're new to the sport or whatnot, it might not look like much, but they're decent grass records. They are there. That's as good as it's going to get without you making super, super deep runs and slams and whatnot. Especially compared to Kovacevic, 2-4 last year, 2-5 the year before that. Yeah, no grass whatsoever for Kovacevic. As a matter of fact, the first time he's ever played was in Newport over in the States. Jordan Thompson got that one done. Not only did he get it done in straight sets, he dropped just the one game. That's right. Big old bagel in the first, 6-1 in the second. Admittingly, a lot's changed for both of these players in the past 2 years. But that's all we've really got to go off. Kovacevic beat him in Acapulco last year, 2-1, and then Thompson got the revenge over in Houston on the clay. Also last year, 2-1, very close game, 6-4. He dropped the first, and then 2 tiebreakers is what it took to get that one done in the end. Now, getting Jordan Thompson around 1.4. Big favourite. I think that is testament to how this one probably should go. Doesn't mean it will go that way. I am kind of expecting Jordan Thompson to get this one done out deep, and I expect him to go in the tournament. I'm not too sure. I have a couple of question marks surrounding the overall fitness of Jordan Thompson, as I have had pretty much all season. We've seen this guy pull out of some fucking games this year already, man, haven't we? He's currently on 1-4 of his last 10. 2-game losing streak. Pulled out to Bienach, but there you go. Pulled out to Bienach in Rome, and then he got beat by Jarry Lehecka in the French Open in straight sets. Kovacevic is also on a 2-game losing streak. 1 to Gomez in the French Open first round, and then the other one to Zverev in Hamburg first round, 6-1, and tiebreaker in the second. Never expected him to win that one, but I don't know. Kovacevic is good. He's a decent player. He's a bit of a sleeper. I'm familiar with his game. He's decent on the hard court. It most definitely suits him. Indoors, he's fantastic. I think he's most definitely got his work cut out for him with Jordan Thompson. But we'll just assess the situation tomorrow and we'll see how he gets on. I'm not too sure how he's going to turn up, especially. Same goes for Thompson. He could be good or he could be shit. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And we'll leave it there. that's going to do us for tonight. Very well, folks, I'll be saying good night to you. You take it easy, yeah? You take care of yourselves. You take care of one another. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you're going for. Best bets, all that stuff. I forgot to mention again, but if there's anything I'm going for, it will be in the pinned comments. I need to get used to saying that first, because no one's probably watching anymore. But we'll sort that tomorrow, folks. See you in a bit, yeah? Have yourself a good one. Have yourselves a good night. Enjoy the matches. Best of luck to you, and I'll see you tomorrow.